Hello, I am Anna. Welcome back to Easy Pace English. If you're preparing for the IELTS speaking test, I want to make something clear right from the start. Getting a high band score isn't just about knowing fancy words or using perfect grammar. It's about communication, clear, confident, and natural. In today's lesson, we're going to talk about some of the most common mistakes students make during the IELTS speaking exam, and I'll show you how to fix them step by step. We'll also cover tips to sound more fluent, use better vocabulary, and avoid small habits that quietly lower your score, even when your English is good. Let's get started. One of the biggest mistakes I hear is this: answers that are too short. Let's say the examiner asks, "Do you enjoy cooking?" You answer, "Yes, I like it." That's a start, but it's not enough. Why? Because your answer doesn't show how well you can express ideas. Here's how you can improve that. Yes, I really enjoy cooking, especially when I have time on weekends. It helps me relax and try out new recipes. See the difference? You're giving detail, rhythm, and showing real communication. Now let's talk about memorized responses. Some students think if they memorize long answers, they'll sound advanced. But the truth is, examiners know exactly what memorized language sounds like, and it actually hurts your score. For example, there are many advantages and disadvantages to this topic. That phrase alone is a red flag. Instead, use natural, flexible language. Let the conversation guide your answer. If you need a moment, say, "Let me think for a second," or "That's a good question," I'd say. Those little moments of honesty feel real, and real is what IELTS wants. Now, grammar. I'm not going to list every rule, but let's look at mistakes that appear over and over again. He goes to school every day. It should be, he goes to school every day. I am boring at home. Careful. That should be, I'm bored at home. She have a car. That's, she has a car. They're simple errors, but when they happen a lot, they bring your score down. Focus on clarity. If you're not sure about complex grammar, stick to what you know you can say correctly. Next is pronunciation. And no, I don't mean accent. IELTS doesn't care if you have a Colombian accent, an Italian accent, or a Chinese accent. What they care about is clarity. Do you pronounce words clearly? Do you use stress and intonation naturally? Or do you speak in a flat tone with no rhythm? Let me show you. I like to read books. It makes me happy. That's fine, but flat. Now try. I like to read books. It makes me happy. You hear the lift in tone? That's natural speech. That's what sounds fluent. Another point that hurts many students is using the same words over and over. Good, bad, nice, very. It gets boring fast. Instead of "the movie was good," say "the movie was fascinating." Instead of "it was bad," say "it was frustrating," or "it didn't meet my expectations." You don't need to sound academic. You need to sound alive. Now let's talk about structure. A lot of students speak in little pieces. No transitions, no flow. I like music. I listen every day. It makes me feel good. That's not bad, but you can do better. Try. I've always loved music. I listen to it every day, especially in the morning, because it gives me energy and puts me in a better mood. See how the ideas are connected? That's what the examiner is hoping to hear. You can use simple linking words like because, so, even though, while, also, actually, that's why. Now, here's something you might not expect. It's okay not to know the answer. If the examiner asks, "What's your opinion on space travel?" and you're not sure, don't freeze. You can say, "I'm not completely sure, but I suppose it's important for scientific progress." Or, "I haven't thought much about it, but I imagine it opens up a lot of possibilities for the future." That sounds thoughtful, fluent, and confident. And finally, a big one. Don't forget that this is a conversation, not a test where you recite facts. You can pause. You can smile. You can ask for clarification. You can even say, "Could you repeat that, please?" Or, "Do you mean in general or in my personal life?" That shows maturity. That shows control. And that's what gets you to band 7 or 8. So, to summarize, avoid short answers. Expand naturally. Don't memorize. Be present in the conversation. Keep your grammar clean and consistent. Use richer vocabulary, but don't try to sound like a textbook. Speak clearly with rhythm and intention. And most of all, be calm, be natural, be yourself. You don't need perfect English. You need controlled, confident communication. If this video helped you, like it, subscribe to Easy Pace English, and share it with a friend who's preparing for IELTS too. I'm Anna, and I'll see you in the next lesson.